Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a subject that is absolutely crucial, yet, let's be honest, it's often deeply misunderstood. We're talking about navigating the legal system when you just don't have the funds for a private attorney. Our goal today is pretty simple. We want to give you a clear, completely actionable roadmap for securing free civil legal representation right here in the state of Louisiana.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the reality of the situation is, well, it's staggering. In Louisiana, for every single legal aid attorney available, there are more than 11,000 residents who actually qualify for their services. Just think about that. This massive justice gap means thousands of people are facing critical legal challenges entirely alone. But today, learning how to navigate this system efficiently, that's going to become your biggest advantage.
To get you that advantage, here is our agenda. We'll be covering 1. The Louisiana Justice Gap. 2. Understanding your eligibility. 3. Who provides the help. 4. The 4-step application process. 5. Essential alternative resources. And 6. Expert tips and disclaimer.
Section 1. The Louisiana Justice Gap, Civil versus Criminal Law.
So before you even apply for help, understanding your exact legal issue is step 1. You see, there's a very sharp institutional division in Louisiana's legal system, and it all comes down to civil versus criminal law. If you're an indigent defendant facing criminal charges, the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution actually guarantees you legal representation. That's what public defenders are for. But, and this is a massive but, there is absolutely no constitutional guarantee for a lawyer in civil matters. What does that mean for you? It means if you're facing a life-altering, non-criminal issue, like, say, a wrongful eviction, a domestic violence situation, a child custody dispute, or even losing disaster recovery benefits, you're not legally guaranteed an attorney. You have to actively seek one out through the civil legal aid infrastructure.
Securing that help has profound real-life impacts. To put that into perspective, for every single dollar invested in civil legal aid in Louisiana, there is a $9.13 social return on investment. Take a family facing an illegal lockout, for example. When a legal aid attorney steps in, they're directly preventing homelessness. Or, when they help a survivor of domestic violence secure a protective order, they are quite literally saving lives. The benefits of this system ripple out and protect the entire community.
Section 2. Understanding your eligibility. Do you qualify?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how multi-layered the eligibility actually is. Because funds are so limited, these organizations use some complex financial metrics. Most federally funded legal aid starts at the 125% federal poverty guideline limit. So, for a family of 4, you're looking at a household income of around $41,250. However, do not count yourself out if you make more. Programs can often make exceptions up to 200% of the poverty line if you have things like excessive debt, high medical expenses, or if you're facing a disaster-related emergency. And if you're a senior citizen over 60 or you use specific virtual clinics, that limit can expand all the way up to 400%.
I also really want to reassure you about how that income is calculated. Federally mandated calculations specifically exclude certain non-cash benefits. So if you receive SNAP benefits, housing vouchers, tax refunds, or even a one-time insurance settlement for a physical injury, don't worry. Those do not count against your gross income when these organizations are screening you.
That being said, there are strict rules on what federally funded programs are legally barred from handling. They literally cannot take on class action lawsuits, political lobbying, or fee-generating cases. A fee-generating case is something like a standard personal injury car accident, where a private lawyer would normally just take a cut of the winnings. Also, under standard federal grants, they're restricted from representing most undocumented immigrants, though there are specific, absolutely critical exceptions for survivors of domestic violence. Basically, this creates a segmented market. If your case falls into one of these excluded buckets, you'll need to look for non-federally funded specialty groups to help out.
Section 3. Who provides the help? Mapping the organizations.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how the state is divided geographically. Louisiana's legal aid is structurally split between 2 primary legal services corporation grantees. On the left, we've got Southeast Louisiana Legal Services, or SLLS. They cover 22 southeastern parishes, handling roughly 11,000 cases a year in major metros like New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Then on the right, Acadana Legal Service Corporation, or ALSC, covers the remaining 42 parishes across central, northern, and western Louisiana, with offices in cities like Lafayette, Shreveport, and Lake Charles. Knowing which jurisdiction you live in is huge, because it tells you exactly which organization you need to call first.
But what happens if those primary organizations are just totally full? Well, that's where Louisiana's law school clinics step in. They act as vital, incredible safety nets.
Operating under a special Supreme Court rule, sworn third-year law students actually represent clients in state and federal courts, all under the strict supervision of licensed faculty. For instance, LSU has a fantastic low-income tax clinic. Southern University handles family and elder law. Tulane runs specialized domestic violence and civil rights clinics. And Loyola's clinic even does medical legal partnerships, stepping in to legally force landlords to fix poor housing conditions that might be exacerbating a kid's asthma. These clinics do tremendous, high-impact work.
Section 4. The four-step application process, your procedural playbook.
Because resources are so incredibly scarce, understanding the actual onboarding architecture is pretty much mandatory. So, the crucial point is that failing to follow these phases correctly can result in major delays or even a total denial of your application. Step 1 is conflict of interest validation. An organization literally cannot legally help you if they are already helping the person you're fighting against. Because of this, never share any sensitive facts or case strategies in Step 1. Just give them names and parishes. Only after you clear that check do you move to Step 2, which is the formal financial screening. Step 3 is document compilation, and Step 4 is signing the actual engagement agreement. Keep in mind, you do not have a lawyer until Step 4 is fully signed.
Now, when you reach Step 3, you've got to come prepared with exact evidence. If you're facing an eviction, you need to bring that original signed lease and your default notices. If it's a family dispute, bring your existing custody orders or summons. You'll also need clear financial statements, like pay stubs and benefit award letters, to prove you actually meet those income thresholds we discussed earlier. Trust me, bringing these specific documents right from the jump would drastically speed up your onboarding.
Section 5. Essential alternative resources, virtual portals, and self-help.
So what happens if you're placed on a super long wait list or your income is just slightly too high for standard legal aid? You need tactical alternatives, and Louisiana has developed some highly effective virtual workarounds for this. A standout is la.freelegalanswers.org. It's an incredible online advice portal where volunteer attorneys will answer your specific civil questions. And get this, the income threshold goes up to 400% of the poverty line, allowing up to $500,000 in liquid assets. It's perfectly designed to capture moderate income residents who might otherwise fall through the cracks. There's also the Louisiana Legal Navigator for digital triage, plus dedicated 24/7 hotlines for domestic violence emergencies and post-disaster recovery.
If you absolutely must proceed without a lawyer, please do not do it blindly. There are in-person self-help resource centers, or SHRCs, located directly inside many courthouses. For example, the East Baton Rouge Family Court and the Orleans Parish Civil District Court have centers where volunteers provide court-approved forms and procedural guidance. They're there to help you file domestic relations paperwork correctly on your own.
Section 6. Expert Tips and Disclaimer. Maximizing your chances.
Getting through this system definitely requires some strategy, so let's close out with a few insider tips. First off, skip the phone queues. Submit your initial applications through the online portals, which are open 24/7. Second, gather every single court and financial document before you even start the screening process. Third, if you live in a rural parish and don't have reliable internet access, utilize public library partnerships. Many of them are equipped with the Louisiana Civil Legal Navigator program and printers to help you out. And lastly, if standard legal aid is full, check for local Bar Foundation pro bono clinics, like the Pro Bono Project, for on-the-spot legal guidance. Preparation is absolutely your best tool to bypass those application bottlenecks.
Before we wrap up, I do have to share this mandatory disclaimer. The information provided in this explainer is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute legal advice. Please consult with a qualified attorney for personalized guidance regarding your specific situation. Remember, we're providing a roadmap to resources here, not formal legal counsel. We started this explainer with a pretty shocking reality. 11,000 Louisianans qualify for every one legal aid lawyer. But hey, now you aren't just a statistic. You've got the playbook. You know the geography, the thresholds, the application steps, and the virtual workarounds. So I'll leave you with this question. What step are you going to take today to ensure you're prepared to secure the help you deserve? Go check your eligibility online, start gathering your lease agreements and bank statements, or bookmark those virtual portals right now. Take action today and empower yourself. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and stay informed out there.